J'adore mon travail. Quoique parfois, je voudrais être un peu moins accro.
Vous avez le droit de vouloir aussi être une mère.
On ne peut pas continuer comme ça.
Kate is someone who's incredibly competent and fancies herself very skilled at managing all of this. And because she wants to be a working mother outside the home, it's important that she leave the impression of other competence. And really what happens in the course of the movie is that it really just all starts to fall apart around her, and it's devastating, but it's also slightly amusing, and it's really many of our lives actually.
Au lieu de dormir, je fais la liste. Premièrement, emmener Émilie à l'école.
Je suis tellement jalouse. Les mamans qui travaillent sont toujours si élégantes, alors que nous, c'est tenu bagassable.
Deuxièmement, assurer grave au bureau.
Soyez pas un peu en retard, hein?
My list changes every day, and I'm not such a devotee to lists the way that Kate is, and I'm not nearly as disciplined. But for instance, right before I left to come on this trip, my list was every perfunctory thing you could think of, and it was all about the children and everything they might need in my absence, where everything was, what days required what of what grown up, silly things, and the list, you know, there's endless, is it called addendums, add-ons. I got in the car and then I thought of, it's all boring practical stuff. None of it is terrifically thrilling or interesting, but it's pretty much like every mother's list I've ever come across.
Jack Ebelhammer du bureau de New York a flashé sur une de nos propositions et veut rencontrer l'auteur.
Oh mon Dieu!
As a mother, I dress in a pretty dreary fashion a lot of the time, just because I live in New York and you got to get kids out of the house and you're walking through snowdrifts and it's raining and you have food on you. It's true, I have food on me all the time. I go to interviews, I don't realize I have stickers on my arm. There's something. It's just, as a mother, you sort of you put your own vanity and aesthetic aside for a lot of part of the day.
Quatrièmement, les enfants. Le gâteau pour la kermesse, l'arbre de Noël, le goûter d'anniversaire.
Je ne sais pas comment vous faites. Je ne sais pas comment tu fais.
Je sais pas comment elle fait.
Well, I think it's, like millions and millions and millions of women's lives. I would say that I probably have it easier than many because, first of all, I work in an environment in which my kids can come and go, they can visit me, and a lot of women don't have that opportunity. They work in more conventional office spaces and children aren't always welcome. I work for finite periods of time in film, and then I get to be home for great stretches. And of course I have the kind of support that is enormously helpful, and a lot of working women outside the home don't have the kind of support I have. So when people ask me how I do it, I say with a lot more ease than a lot of the women who I really find most heroic and inspiring, and whose stories we don't hear about and who don't get to be interviewed. And so I feel like one of the beautiful things about being part of this movie is I get to tell their story.
Moi sans ce boulot, c'est pas moi. Mais en même temps, moi sans toi. Et Ben et Émilie, c'est plus rien.
Nos vies entières sont sur le point d'imploser. Mais si on fait l'amour, tout va s'arranger. C'est ça ton plan?
Oui.
Excellent.